Here we have a video of the Israeli government shutting down three UN schools in East Jerusalem under the claims that they're inciting, I guess, dislike against the Israeli government or something. It's just a baseless excuse that they're using to shut down these schools. It is like really no different than Nazi Germans going into ghettos and shutting down educational centers, uh, music centers, and stuff like that. We read in high school uh, how the Germans slowly removed stuff from ghettos, accusing Jewish people of doing certain things that they considered illegal so that they could punish Jewish people and remove people and have stuff taken away from them, have their uh, basic human rights slowly chipped away. Well, if you look at Israel, they're doing the exact same thing to the Palestinians.
Heavily armed Israeli forces, together with officials from the Israeli Ministry of Education and the Jerusalem municipality, forcibly entered the three UN schools in Shafat refugee camp in occupied East Jerusalem. They carried orders to shut them down. The army stormed the schools early morning while children were in their classrooms. The school kids were aged between 6 and 15 years old. All 550 pupils and their teachers were ordered off the premises and sent home. In other schools, the police carried out their dirty work, scaring children and canceling their education. UNRWA
Again, how is this any different than what Nazis did during World War II, where they would go into schools of people they didn't like and shut down the schools because they didn't want the people they were oppressing to actually have an education.
spokesperson Jonathan Fowler said these closure orders and the invasion of the schools by Israeli forces are illegal and a violation of international law.
Sadly, though, international law means nothing to the Israeli government, even though the Israeli government and all their defenders will constantly claim that Israel is following all international laws. They never do, and they will claim they're following laws while actively breaking them in front of your eyes.
News of the Israeli army storming UNRWA school in Shafat refugee camp reached the school here, where the administration decided to dismiss students and the teaching staff early for their safety. The police and security services did show up. They posted this closure order on the doors, and Israel seems determined to end all of UNRWA's activities, including health and education services. Palestinians in the occupied city warn of dire consequences.
The primary goal is the Judaization of the city of Jerusalem, and the final battle remains the battle for education. UNRWA schools embody Palestinian existence, the Nakba, the right of return, and the refugees.
Yeah, again, if you switch up everything, the Judification of Jerusalem, uh, how's that like? I mean, if you change Judification to Nazification or Christianization, like the Nazis were wanting to do, like they're doing the same things Nazis were doing, just under being Jewish or Zionism, and it's still the same thing. It's fascism. The Israeli government is fascist, and that should be fought against, not supported.
Closing UNRWA is the closing of the file of the right of return and the assassination of Palestinian identity.
The closure order is part of a wider campaign by Israel to eliminate UNRWA's presence in Jerusalem, a move critics say threatens basic rights. Israel accuses the agency of incitement, a claim UNRWA strongly denies. But with legal pathways cut off and deadlines passed, families are bracing themselves for displacement again. Israel wants to merge UNRWA students in the Jerusalem municipality school system, something that Palestinians reject.
The Jerusalem municipality has been working tirelessly since 1967 to control schools and education. Today there is resistance from Palestinians by various means because they do not want to follow the Israeli curriculum and want the Palestinian curriculum. They want
Yeah, they probably don't want to have their kids go to schools like teaching Zionist propaganda, like trying to teach their kids to hate themselves for being Palestinians and like to worship like Zionism, which is pretty understandable, being that the Israeli government is pretty racist. They're far right wing, and it's no surprise that their curriculum would be based highly upon uh, propaganda. It's like American schools. Like a lot of our history is whitewashed and propagandized to make it seem like the United States is always in the right.
to study the history and Palestinian heritage because Israel is trying to erase this heritage and history and control Palestinian culture.
UNRWA has been providing essential services, including education and healthcare, to Palestinian communities since its establishment more than 7 decades ago. The Israeli government justified the ban by alleging that UNRWA harbored individuals with ties to Hamas and other militant groups, accusations UNRWA has denied.
Sorry about that. Also, accusations that the Israeli government has been unable to prove. Just like many of their claims, they've been unable to prove anything whatsoever, or they will not allow the UN to investigate because they have no way of proving their claims because the Israeli government does nothing but lie. Since October 7th, they have been doing nothing but lying about everything so that they can justify their actions towards the Palestinians. Same thing as the Nazis did. Everything that they did was just based upon lie after lie after lie so that they could justify their genocide of various groups of people. And once people realized they were lying, they decided to do a whole lot more than just let them, genocide tons of people.
Israeli officials also claimed that UNRWA's educational material contains anti-Israeli content. With 5 weeks of the school year to go, students may be forced to attend Israeli-run schools or private institutions. Mohammed Al-Qasim,